Hey everybody, and welcome back to Crypto Live Leak. I'm Ken, and today we have some positive green candles in the market. Overall, it looks like things are up about 10%. And just want to say thank you for everyone for watching this channel. If you enjoy the content that I am creating, that we are creating here at Crypto Live Leak, just feel free to give us a like on this video and click the subscribe button below, and also that notification button. Get a little notification every time we put out some new videos. And thank you guys from wherever you're watching, from all over the world. From every continent of the world. It's really appreciated, guys. Thank you. Overall, the market has bounced off the lows we saw reached overnight, where Bitcoin broke 6K to the downside. So if we just look here, we see multiple coins are up in the double-digit percentages. They have come back a little bit off their bounce highs, but overall, we do see some positivity in the market today off of an absolute carnage day yesterday and before, where the altcoins were bleeding 20 to 30%. So is this a dead cat bounce, or are we seeing a leveling out of the pullback? So obviously, you know, now we're in the correction here, the correction phase of the boom bust market cycle. If you use Bitcoin as a barometer for the market, it's sort of leveling off around 6,000. That seems to be a real point of contention. A lot of support there. So I am interested to see if we do get back to 6,000. If Bitcoin tests that on the south side, going lower, what does that mean? The cost of mining one singular Bitcoin is just about the cost of $5,800. So that's going to be interesting. Will we see miners drop out of the game? You know, literally, will we see a cool down in the market? Meaning, you know, these miners give off a lot of heat and electricity. So are we going to see a reduction in the computers plugged in running the software? Basically, would cool down the rooms they're in. So literally a market cool down. So let's just get in some of the articles here. Actually, there was some great news and some exciting news for Tezos this past week. Is actually the Tezos Foundation issued 4 grants for Cornell University, the University of Barriere Interior, Descent Consulting, and France IOI. So the team from Cornell University is led by Associate Professor and Co-Director of the Initiative for Cryptocurrencies and Smart Contracts by Professor Emin Sirier. And they'll be leading a 2-year research effort focused on consensus algorithms, particularly sharding on the blockchain. So these are advancements that could potentially get wrapped into the Tezos protocol upon completion. So basically they would just have to attach the upgrade with an invoice, and we would go to vote for implementation into the Tezos blockchain. The University of Barriere Interior is going to focus on implementing Tezos smart contracts within AI platform, and they'll be focused on these smart contracts for robots working in a factory environment. So that's crazy to think. Someday a robot that's manufacturing your car and say Ford's assembly line is going to be running on Tezos smart contracts. So that's pretty groundbreaking. And the third grant to Decentralized Consulting, they are a research institution funded by Gordon Spiegel. And the name alone just sounds like he would be a blockchain researcher. So Gordon Spiegel is of the College of Engineering at University of Illinois. And he'll focus on researching methods of decentralization and how to keep that a vital part of the Tezos protocol, including technical tutorials and educational materials, say for baking efforts to the community. And in an additional effort to empower the protocol of Tezos to the community, France IOI, in partnership with the Institute of Mines Telecom, will develop additional educational tools and content for the growing level of students to participate in the programming of high-level algorithms within the Tezos and Michelson and liquidity languages. So something else here, so you also did see this most recent 10% spike in Bitcoin, as you see here in the past 24 hours. That could have been due to a short squeeze, as we saw record levels of short interest in Bitcoin itself, measured by the market here in BitMEX and whatnot, the general market. So that 10% could have been callback orders, margin calls on some of those financial products, and it just sort of it forces buy orders into the market at an alarming rate. So the more the price goes up, the more these short contracts go into the negative. So it keeps forcing different trigger levels of margin calls and buybacks to those positions, causing the unnatural buy volume in the market. And that's why you see such a crazy spike in something with Bitcoin going from 6,000 to 660, 6,600 in a matter of minutes. So it's important to note this does happen from time to time, and in cryptocurrencies especially, since there are places like BitMEX that allow you to trade at 50 times leverage, 100 times leverage. So this is to me almost comparable to like equity trading was back in the equity markets, something I used to do back a number of years ago, where you would be trading leverage products, just leverage accounts, sometimes of those same leverage figures. It's now, instead of stocks, it's BitMEX is replacing prop firms. You know, there are people going into cryptocurrencies at 50x, 100x. It's just interesting to see the evolution of trading in the cryptocurrency market. And lastly, I just wanted to discuss here, last night on CNBC, former PayPal CEO Bill Harris came on CNBC's late night programming and basically explained why he thought Bitcoin was going to zero and how it has no value proposition. And basically Brian Kelly was giving him tore him a new one. And had a pretty funny comment halfway through, so I definitely recommend you listen to this. It's just a short clip here. I think it's only a minute, 2 minutes long. But let me just play that snippet for you, actually, of Brian Kelly giving it to Bill Harris. You know, this guy just doesn't realize a speculative investment, Bitcoin, and what the Internet of Money, the proposal of that in itself would warrant a good buying opportunity now as an investment. And this guy just couldn't wrap his head around it. Typical PayPal CEO, you know, molded in the old roots of the credit card system and the existing infrastructure for payments, you know, will never give in to the decentralized nature of a Bitcoin taking over his profits. So that's just what it came off to me as, and watch for yourself here and see what you guys think.
Back in April, the former CEO of PayPal came out swinging against the crypto universe, calling Bitcoin, quote unquote, the greatest scam in history. Let's bring in Bill Harris, the former PayPal.
You know, I'm delighted that you like buying into weakness, because I think you'll have a lot of opportunity to do that.
Oh, yowza! Well, there you go. We'll see. The market will tell us.
There's just no value there. I mean, you can sum it up this way. The cult of Bitcoin make many claims that it's instant, free, scalable, efficient, secure, globally accepted, and useful. It is none of those things.
And this is coming from the former payments,
And
right?
listen,
Company's
PayPal
CEO.
works great, right? I mean, the Russian hackers were able to buy all kinds of ads on Google with PayPal this year, so it works very well. Let's take a step back from the trading of the token, because what we're really looking there is this liquid venture capital, right? And it could be worth 6,000, could be worth 20. But the idea that Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies are a software program that allows you to disintermediate parts of financial services, do you find any value in that?
No. And
I'd love to know why.
The whole notion of broadly accepted, globally accepted, all of that, I dare you to find places where you can actually use it.
There's about 200,000 places you can use it worldwide.
Okay.
And then there's also plenty of people that are using it internationally. I mean, Seagate Technology uses it to move money from their international subsidiaries to the
And
US.
what percentage of the total global flows is it?
Well, it's the investment opportunity, right? If it's a huge portion of the investment, if it's a huge portion of global flows, it's less interesting to me.
Overall, you know, the markets continue. We are in the dull days of August, so it is to be expected that there's not going to be heavy buy volume. You know, potentially there are, from what I've heard, multiple ETF approvals on the table for the SEC within the next 2-month period. I think upwards of 9 from last I heard, outside of the Winklevoss ETF proposal, outside of the Van Eck ETF proposal. There are just more sitting out there. Maybe one of them is a good enough proposal, but anyway, that's just all speculation. That's just me talking, guys. It was fun talking, and again, thank you guys for watching from wherever you are. It is definitely appreciated, and if you like this episode, go ahead and click the subscribe button, and don't forget to turn on notifications to make sure you stay up to date with all the content we release. All right, guys, until next time, take care.